Wyatt Langford, day off. Corey Seager, I thought, had it going. And that was the end of the Rangers offense as they did not score after the third inning en route to a 5-2 loss to the Angels in Anaheim. You are now a game and a half back while still hanging on to that third wild card spot.
It's for whatever reason, like this team is tough to watch most nights. Against the Angels this year, it's even worse. I think the Angels have a little bit to do with that. Why are you even bothering to pitch to Mike Trout? He's the only one that can hurt you. He's 4 for 10 in the series. He's got a home run. I don't know. I can't even sit here and say the name of another player who's had a bit. They had like a couple last night, but like that, I'm even remotely scared of. And yet they try to pitch to Mike Trout at times, and he bites them. This was another one that was bad. The fact that you had to take Evan Carter out of the lineup to pinch hit for him because you got the dreaded left-handed pitcher in, and you got to take him out and burn an off day for Wyatt Langford, who needs probably an off week, to get back to figure out how to hit a baseball. It's tough sledding.
During the trade deadline, I said, we sure it's just bullpen? We sure we want to get away from fixing and addressing this offense? And I feel like that is a loud, nasty reminder right now with this series and what is not happening with the bats.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really ugly right now. And it's
putrid.
It's just not fun to watch. It's one of those things where on any given night you feel like, you know, it's not quite as helpless as last year was, where you felt like you needed a miracle to score 3 runs in a game. But it's one of those things where it's almost more maddeningly inconsistent, where you have no idea if they're going to go out there and they're going to produce at any level, or if they're just going to struggle. And it's not even consistent with who the matchup is. It's not like you're going out there and you're seeing some top tier pitcher and being like, man, right, Texas is not going to be able to hit the ball tonight. They go out there and they'll randomly do it against guys who have no reputation in Major League Baseball.
That kid's walk rate last night, they had to remind us on the TV broadcast, this is not a misprint, as it was on ESPN. They're like, no, that is indeed his walk rate. And I thought that the top was going to be blown off early in this game. Early mound visits, walks, hit by pitcher, bases loaded, and then he straight settled down against you. Excuse me, to go 6 innings, giving up 2 earned, and the crooked number here is 5 with the strikeouts, not the walks.
Which, you know, the walk rate you bring up didn't really mesh with their approach at the plate. They were hacking early on in this game. Just let's go swing, babe. And I was like, hell yeah, because the game started about 20 minutes late to begin with, right? Because they were on a slide because they had the Mariners-Yankee game because it was an ESPN broadcast.
So are they going to delay the start of that because it was the ESPN doubleheader? They're not just going to go ahead and start?
I mean, it's because I mean the game, the Mariners-Yankee game ends. You see them flip over, no commercial, and the umpire standing out in front of home plate. It looks like he's looking at his watch and looking at the scoreboard.
And Jock is up as the first hitter.
Right. And Jock is up, waiting for the go-ahead. He's like, okay, let's go. And I look at the clock, and I'm like, all right, it's 9:18. This game was supposed to start 18 minutes ago. And like, no, it was just like the NBA and the NHL. They started to slide for these things.
You're also wasting your starts from guys like Bradford and Quantrill. Like Cal went 5 innings, 1 earned. You take that every single time. Then you got to wait for, DeGrom tonight. You no longer have Eovaldi. It's like having Rocker out there right now and not putting up 3 runs. So you're wasting those starts as well. Fortunately for them, there's a third wild card.
Yeah, I mean, that's like they're still in a fine place, standings-wise. Both in the wild card and really, I mean, the division still, nobody's going to run away from anybody else. This isn't like, the Rays seem to be running away in the AL East and then the National League. They're still going to be in fine spot to try to make the playoffs in the wild card. But, like with the way they've been playing in this series, like, do you expect them to do anything? No. I mean, you don't.
I had to look. I was curious because obviously we knew Klassen didn't walk anybody like the way that he had in terms of the first few starts of the year that he had. But I was curious about strikes to balls. He's basically in all his starts this year been 1-to-1 strike to ball ratio with his pitches. I mean, it's been that bad. There's been a few of these games like he had 34 strikes and 38 balls against the Reds. Last night he threw 27 balls on 87 pitches. He was over 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio after all year struggling to even break even.
I mean, just look at the first inning. Peterson swings at the second pitch. Nimmo swings at the second pitch. Seager swings at the first pitch.
Worked for him.
Yeah, it did. So you're 3 batters in. He's throwing 5 pitches. Like that's a good way to keep your pitch count down, and also a good way to get strike. You know, he's thrown 4 strikes in those 5. It's like right off the bat, they had a plan. It's clear they had a plan at the plate.
And because Wyatt Langford is out, you can't get any extra needed umph in the lineup since the start of August. He is 3 for 32. He's currently in a 2 for 21 over his last 7 games, and Skip was on with a KNC masterpiece, and they asked him, is this an issue or injury?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's going through something right now. As far as like your body, it's the middle of August, long season, that type of thing. I don't think anybody is 100%. But also, I think, when you're going in funks, I think sometimes players, they tend to try to swing their way out of it. And it's not always mechanical. It's just sometimes it's pitch selection or trying to be the guy too many times and, trying to do too much like we've, heard a million times. But that part is real, and that's why people say it all the time. So I think, Wyatt's still a young player. Obviously, I think the world of him, and I said it before, that I think he's a future MVP. But I think when you go through some valleys as a young player, you try to swing your way out of it a little bit too much instead of just taking, what's given to you. And, the other night he walked 3 times, and those were huge walks for us to end up winning the game. But I think sometimes in big spots, just lately, because he's been really good, not even that long ago, walking us off and getting some huge hits. Just lately, and when you go through funks, this happens. You just try to swing your way out of it, and that's how you get in these funks.
Rangers Nation put this out before yesterday's game. Evan and Wyatt, 10 games in August.
Oh, no, you don't see that.
Averages, Evan, .036, Wyatt, .094. Carter, 1 hit. Wyatt, 3 hits. 10 games in August for both. Ooh. Evan, 2 runs batted in. Wyatt, 1. The OPS for Wyatt, 528. The OPS for Carter, 165.
That's the way baseball goes.
Of 195 qualified hitters, Carter's average is last. Wyatt's is 192nd, and you did nothing to the offense.
No.
Evan Carter's batting average should not look like my breathalyzer test whenever we go out on the road trip, which is pretty close to what it is. Yeah, .036.
Oh, yeah.
You're not even getting arrested for drunk driving if you go out with that.
Yeah, at least get to Romo.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
People on the fan text, I don't even want these free tickets for next week anymore. Never pitched a Trout or Yordan. Let's see. Isn't this the Ranger team you want in the playoffs? Bad against bad teams, good against good teams. Look, there's got to be. I saw some people say, bring up Walcott, just to see. I don't know. Do you really want to rush him?
Yeah, do you want to start the clock on him early?
Yeah. Although I think at this time of year you might be able to get away with a free year.
This is why you have to have a regular season payout for your fantasy football champion. RJ has always said, okay, you're making noise in the playoffs. Who was the best team throughout the regular season? Because what I do dread... Now, overall, you tell me the Rangers can make the playoffs in advance. I'm still taking that. It's better for the Metroplex and for the radio station and all that. But what I do dread is them sneaking in, hanging on to the 3rd spot, winning a series, and then having to hear from all the homers coming out of the ground about, see, where y'all at right now? Because we know what it is. This is all setting up for making it, getting worked or swept in round 1, and then we're sitting here saying, we told you so. This is what we felt throughout the entire year, but you just got that little crop of homers who are sitting back and just waiting for, a miracle type run.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say for the sake of argument they were to get in. Okay,
I mean, they're in now.
Yeah, which is not impossible.
Not impossible at all. They would play Houston. All right, and I would have, if they beat Houston in a best of 3. It's a best of 3. All you got to do is win 2 games. Nobody would be surprised.
The problem, though, is you can no longer say this is a dangerous starting rotation, dangerous duo you don't want to face. That DeGrom, Evaldi fear factor, that's not there.
Nope, not
that's
there.
not the same. You could say that in years past. Like, they could give you a chance. Now, could they turn it on for a game or 2 or 3? Of course. DeGrom goes tonight right here on 105.3 The Fan, but you lost your superpower in those postseason chances.
Yeah, you don't have that same fear factor. You don't have that same dominance. Could they get it back for a game? Yeah, I mean, anybody can get back for a game.
Just feel like you're delaying the guillotine.
You feel like you're just putting off the inevitable, and what happens is, and whether it's
slow death. It really this season has been such just a slow death waiting.
And what happens is that and it's human nature. If they do win a series, and then go on a run and make like the ALCS, it justifies the moves.
What moves?
The non-moves.
Yeah.
Like, stay in the course. To them in that office, to Chris Young, it justifies.
But I even take that away from them because we know they tried to sell.
Right.
So their plan was not. It was like, okay, now we're forced to settle.
Yeah.
They tried to sell. They didn't fully believe. They're like, let's go ahead and break this up to a degree.
Yeah, I don't know that there's any justification no matter what they do, because it's like, if they don't follow through,
them a little bit.
Well, if they don't follow through,
But empowers them for what? We know what you tried to do. We know your intent. You didn't say from the beginning, we're holding strong, we believe in the group. They tried to trade Jake to Atlanta.
Yeah, I think it empowers their beginning of the year, like going into the year philosophy that they were, just a pitching staff, we're a good team.
Yeah, see, that's the scariest thing here is them winning a series to me. Because it empowers, because you're right, they tried to sell. So it's not anything like that. But it's the concern of when you get into the offseason, does it make Ray Davis say, see, we can make this work? You know, it's the same concern we get with Jerry at the end of a bad year, where we're like, do not win a few games at the end and trick them into thinking you're good.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Like, you need this, like, bad. You need to sit in it and really feel it to know, all right, this has got to change.